and I feel re-energized, and I wanted to share that with you guys because our energy is just so precious. So I want you all to be able to reset if you need to. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Edna, and today I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on just resetting, because 2022 has been a little intense already, and these last 2 weeks I've actually felt more peaceful than I have since we started the pandemic. So of course things were stressful because all that shit went down, and we're still in the midst of it, and our government, like both federal and at the local level, it seems like they are very set on acting like everything's back to normal when it's not. But that's a whole nother conversation. So ahorita, let's just talk about different things I did to help me reset, because I've been feeling really good and I want you guys to feel good too. Step one would be to remove yourself from your day-to-day. If that means you have to call in sick to work and just take a mental health day, just do it. It'll be so good for you. In my case, I actually had a vacation scheduled, and I was kind of on a hamster wheel and I was not getting off, because I'm kind of an obsessive person. Like once I start doing something, I'm just doing it. And so I was working and working, and I actually noticed that my coworkers would take days off, time off, vacation left and right. And I was like, what is going on? Is this normal? And I think for me, it's really hard to have a balance when I'm like deep diving into things. So in the beginning of February, when I started grieving for a family member, and then I had a vacation that was already scheduled, it all seemed to align, because I was able to like remove myself away from my day-to-day life. And then I was just able to just spend time on me. There was days that I did nothing. And then there was days that I got back into a routine that I really wanted. I don't think either thing is right. I think you could take a day off and do nothing. Just stay in bed or binge watch Netflix or go outside and go for a hike or have a productive day, but it's different than what you usually have to do and what you're used to. And honestly, for me, I think that made all the difference, because I was able to recharge. I was already getting burnt out, and I remember there was a day at work where I forgot my wallet, and I was like, should I drive back home and get it? And it's not work itself. I think it's just we all get so busy and we wear ourselves out so thin, and I just was stressed out and frustrated. And I remember thinking, if I go home and go get my wallet, I'm not coming back to work. So I decided to stay at work. I had some cash in the car anyways, so I was able to just go get lunch real quick and whatnot. Pero that whole thought process kind of worried me, because I'm like, shit, is it the work? Is it the job? And I really don't think it was work. I think it was me. I was just like go for so long, and you know, there's so much that I do that I wasn't allowing myself to just be me and to just chill. So taking this time off has been really helpful. I know it's not feasible to do 2 weeks. That's a long time. But if you can take a day or two off, and if that just means your weekend, you're gonna take a weekend and reset and not do anything, do it. Take your weekend. Take your time for yourself. The second thing that really helped me was cleaning. I went and deep cleaned a bunch of things. One of my main projects was my vanity. I have a vanity in the corner of my room right here to my left, and I was just stacking things up. It was random things too, like notebooks and pencils and just makeup and whatnot, and I actually use it to do my makeup. So I was shooketh with how long it took me to clean that area. It was like 3 hours. Mind you, I was also decluttering, and I think that's really important when you're cleaning out your living area, you know, like especially your like bedroom or whatever space you really spend time in. I think you should clean. Clutter and a messy room is definitely a manifestation of that stress. It's an embodiment of how we're feeling, and girl, that is not good, because for me, if I'm in a messy room, me da más hueva to like clean it, and then it progressively gets worse and worse and worse. And so I was a little ashamed of how long it took me to clean my vanity, but I also threw out a bunch of makeup, which was really good. And you know what, as I was throwing things out, I realized that I hoard a lot of things. Like, I like having things, but the issue is that hoarding is such a heavy thing, literally physically, and then también emotionally and on our minds. And once I started throwing things out, it was just like, I was on one. I was just throwing and throwing and throwing away, and now I feel better, you know? I was able to get rid of things that I wasn't using. There was a whole ass mess, so I didn't even know what I had. And I realized that I felt better with a more, as minimalistic as I can get, because I'm not like that, but a little bit of a minimalistic touch to my collecting, hoarding type of personality was good. You know, it was really good for me. I made space for some of my bullet journal supplies, and now, you know, have less makeup and whatnot. And I kid you not, it was oddly satisfying to open up lipstick or like random things that I was like, oh, this is most definitely expired. I'm not gonna go into detail, but it was really nice. And to be honest, it was calming to clean. So I would just put on a podcast or, you know, whatever show I was binge watching on Netflix, and I just cleaned, and it's really, really nice. So if your room is looking a little messy, or your living room, or whatever, wherever you spend the most time, just clean it. Just clean it. And it doesn't have to mean that you spend hours cleaning that area, but just put some effort into decluttering and just making it a little more clean. It will help, I promise. So next I would recommend that you take a pencil or pen or color pencil, whatever it is, and just sit down and put it to use. So write something down, draw something, color, anything that just kind of connects you with your hand to some type of writing utensil. I personally use a bullet journal, and it is so nice and so relaxing to just sit down and draw. I am not an artiste. I'm not, I'll be honest. But it's been so nice to sit down in the evening and just kind of sketch out a few things. I'm very stubborn, and I sometimes think I can draw when I can't. And so there's been times that I have to go over and cover things with paper or cover things with washi tape or stickers. But it's okay, because it's my bullet journal, and I use it as an agenda. Yes, that's its main purpose, but I also use it to write down goals and list of things I need. Like, I'm about to pick up a new hobby, and I wrote down all the things that I need to go collect, and I'm really, really excited for it. And my bullet journal is just like my everything right now. I wish I could say that I use it every single day. I don't, but I do use it probably like an 85-90% of the time. I'm using it, and I check in on it, and I've always wanted to be that person. So it brings me a lot of happiness to like be in there, like being artsy, being creative. And there's someone that asked me if they could see it, so I sent him a few pictures, and he was like, oh my god, that's so cute, that's so creative. Maybe he didn't say cute, but he did say it was creative. And I don't know, I felt so good about it. There's also something with validation, right? But that's a whole nother story. And if that doesn't necessarily work for you, I would say just write your thoughts, write your goals, or write some poetry. That's like the best thing to do, I think. And if you have a little bit more of creative juice in you, then maybe draw or paint or get a coloring book and just color. I think adult coloring books are God's gift to the world, because they're really, really cute. But yeah, anything that you can do hands-on, I would highly recommend. So as you start doing all these things, you're gonna get momentum. And something that was really, really helpful for me in these last 2 weeks was that I picked up something that I had been wanting to do for a long time. So if there's a hobby that you've been wanting to try, or there's just an interest you have that you've kind of been leaving on the back burner, let that thought process go and just do it. Just pick up whatever it is that you want to do and just do it. For me, it's been reading. I used to be such an avid reader when I was a child, and I think up until I got to college, for whatever reason, college was just, you know, a different lifestyle and whatnot, and things just got busier, and little by little I stopped reading. And so now what I do is, when I go charge my car, which I know is not like the prettiest setup, but I go charge my car, and then I just start reading. And I'm halfway through 2 books right now. I'm halfway through In Order to Live and halfway through Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I feel like I should have finished this a long time ago, but it's a really, really sad story. So the further I get in, the sadder I get. And is sadder a word? Did I just make up a word? I don't know. Anyways, the point is that lately I've been enjoying reading this a little bit more, because it has a bunch of little life lessons that he learned while growing up with his biological dad, but then his best friend's dad was also like a really good mentor to him, and so he learned a lot of lessons about finance and financial independence. So this right now has been a little bit easier for me to digest than this one, especially through, you know, all the family issues that we've had come up and our family loss and whatnot. So ahorita I'm not like all about the super heartbreaking story. I love the story, and she is amazing. She's resilient, she's a warrior, but ahorita I just can't hang that much with this. So this one's like más cuando tengo un, like this one's más like de vez en cuando, and this one's like my day-to-day go-to ahorita in this last week and a half. But yeah, I would recommend that you guys make the time to just spend time on yourself, investing in a hobby and interest that you really want to do. That could be knitting, that could be skateboarding, that could be whatever, but just spend time on yourself. Because my biggest issue with me not making time for reading is that I make time for everyone else and their mama but me. And why girl, like why can't I spend 30 minutes a day reading? It's not hard. So I'm making more of an effort to do that because it's something that's important to me. And like, I went for drinks the other day and we were talking about Marquez, and I couldn't for the life of me remember any of the stories I've read from Marquez, but I know I've read some. And yeah, part of me was like, I want to be able to discuss different things that I've read with people, you know, or give recommendations or whatever. And I was just blank. So yeah, I'm gonna be más on it because that's a love that I've had since I was a kid. So I'm just gonna keep on reading. I'm gonna invest in me, myself, and I. And last but not least is to get your body moving, whether it's to go outside and chase your cat like I've had to, or just go to the gym or go for a walk. I would highly recommend that you get yourself outside, especially since our weather has been all over the place. Like some days it's super hot and we're still in winter, so that's a hot mess. But like today I went on a 1.5 to 2 hour walk with my friend, how dare I, with my best friend, and it was just so nice to be outside in the open. And even though I would like to say that I go to the gym every day, I don't, but I have been going more these last 2 weeks than I have through January and through December, so I'm really happy about that. But anything, even if it's your local park, even if it's walking to the grocery store instead of driving, like just get your body moving, and I think your body will really appreciate it. For me, even though I wake up sore because I've been implementing more weights in my workouts, I can feel it, like my body's like craving that workout, because I ando like metiéndome cosas that I shouldn't be eating. Like I've been consuming a lot of sugar, a lot of sodium, a lot of like X, Y, and Z, and so my body's like over here telling me what it wants. And if we're quiet enough, our bodies will tell us, you know, they'll give us a little signal, or we'll get a little craving, or we'll have a little thought. And so they have a way of communicating with us. Nada más que we never like to listen because we're out and about doing our own thing. But I think keeping your body moving is really important, not just for your physical well-being, but also for your mental health and just emotionally. I always feel better when I go outside and get some fresh air. But yeah, you guys, I hope that this was helpful, because in these last few weeks, I feel like I've definitely been putting more time and energy into myself, spending more time with my friends, spending more time with my family, and I feel re-energized. And I wanted to share that with you guys because our energy is just so precious. So I want you all to be able to reset if you need to, and maybe you don't. Maybe you have more tips, and I would really appreciate it if you comment them down below so other people can benefit from that. But these 5 things have really been helping me, and I don't know, I just wanted to share. Like I had a different idea for today's video, but I was like, you know what, even though it's just February and literally like we're only 2 months, and we're only 2 months into the year, for some reason I felt the need to just share this, because things have been a little intense. Not a little, a lot. A lot. You know, it's a little and it's a lot. It's a meme somewhere. But anyways, I'll stop going off on a tangent. Por favor, se me cuidan mucho. Remember that I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Mwah.